We're going to create a simple logo in Illustrator. So this is kind of what it's going to end up looking like. The first part, we're just going to trace the shape of the bear. And the second part, we're going to add some text. So let's get started. If you go to Illustrator, and let me just create a new file here. We're going to do one for print. So up at the tabs on the top, hit print. And then we want a letter size, so choose letter. And then over on the right here, let's change it to inches. That'll make a little more sense. And we want the orientation to be upright. Go ahead and title this with your name. And let's just call it Bear Logo. Okay, so your name, Bear Logo, and hit create. Now, we should probably check where this is saving to. So if you go to File, Save As, and if you look, this is a Mac, so it looks a little different than yours, but make sure that you know where you're saving it to. I would save it to your H drive. If you save it to your desktop, it'll get erased. So just make sure that you know where you're saving your file to, because you're going to have to upload it back up. And if you need to continue working on this, make sure you save it as an Adobe Illustrator file. Again, Mrs. White, or whatever your name is, Bear Logo, Adobe Illustrator. I'm saving it to my desktop. Or I don't have an H drive because I'm a teacher, but you guys want to save it to your H drive. Okay. And hit OK. All right. So in this document here, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to import that bear picture that I had on your Google Classroom. So to do that, you're going to go to File, Place. So File, Place, and then look for that bear picture. And you'll see it looks like this. You just click. Let's make it a little bigger. Pull from the corner. Only pull from the corner to keep its proportions. And hold the Shift key while you do it. Watch what happens. If you do this, you've killed the bear. So hit Control Z to undo that. Only pull from the corner and hold the Shift key while you do that to maintain the proportion. And let's make it about that big, okay? The next thing we want to do is lock it in place. So if you go to Object and Lock, Selection, now you'll see there's also a keyboard command. For you guys on the PC, it's Control number 2. But often I do that. It's much quicker. So now when I touch it, you'll see it won't move. And so that's a good thing. I'm going to blow this up so we can work big using your magnifying glass so we can see the bear. We are going to trace the outline of the bear. Again, we're looking to do that. So there's several ways to trace. If you come on over here to the left on your tools, you'll see that you have, if you hold down, you'll see we could use the pen tool. Or we could use the pencil tool, and both are pretty good choices. I'll kind of show you how they work. Remember, double click on the pencil and you want to make sure that your fidelity is right in the center here. All right. So you'll see when I kind of trace the bear with the pencil, it makes a path. Can you see those little blue lines? I'll blow this up bigger so you guys can see that. And then if I don't like the path, to edit it, press your direct selection tool. That's kind of the white arrow. And you can just kind of pull, you click on it and you can pull the little line to where you want. So if you kind of messed up, you can go back in and edit any of these points. The next tool I want to show you is down here. It's the curvature tool. And I like drawing with this one because it kind of automatically curves the line for you. So if you don't want to use the pencil, I'm going to make this a little smaller. You can see how it kind of automatically curves. And that's kind of a nice thing. So I'm just going to go around and click on the bear. Now, sometimes it works really well, and sometimes it's a little too curvy. So if you don't like it, go back to the pencil. You need to make sure that when you're tracing the teeth, that you do a very good job, very close. And you might have to do this a couple times. So you can go ahead and pause the video and let's trace the whole profile of your bear. Okay, so I've traced the whole profile of the bear. The thing that we need to do now is you need to go back in and fix it, because most likely there's some parts that need to be fixed. So go use your magnifying glass and blow up on that tooth. Go check your direct selection tool, which is the white arrow. And by clicking on these points, you can kind of rearrange your bear. Let's preview how this looks. I want you to click on the fill square over on the left, okay? It's the solid one. And then go to your color and let's just fill it in black. This will allow you to see the shape that you have made colored in. Now remember, if you have an outline, that means you need to flip your color swatches. If you can't find your color window, remember you can go to window and press color, and that will help you. So once you can see the outline of what you have, it's a little easier to see which parts of your bear are kind of wonky and need to be fixed. So go back in and make his teeth look really good and fix all those areas that you might have missed when you're tracing. So I'm going to give you some times to fix all of his teeth, get his teeth to look nice and sharp, and then we'll restart the video. Okay, so I have the outline of my bear and he's pretty good, but we need to kind of do the hard part, which is we need to add an eye and a nostril. So let's go over here to your paint swatches and see the little arrows, the swap. You're going to swap the fill and the stroke. Now we can kind of see the bear's eyes and ears and nose a little better. And we're going to zoom in a little bit. This is where the creativity of drawing comes in. So we're going to go, you can choose your pencil tool or your pen tool, whatever one you like working better with. And I am going to draw a little shape here for his nostril. Now this is going to be white because our logo will be black. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the default, the fill should be white, your black outline. We don't want an outline, so just no outline. So make sure that your fill and your outline look like this. I also want to put in the bear's eye. So I'm going to go over to my pencil tool and I'm going to trace his little eye. Also going to fill that in white. So I just click on the default and then I take away the outline. I'll make this a little bigger for you. Now I'm going to draw his eyelid or his eyebrow. Not sure what you call that on a bear. Another way of turning this white is, see this magic eyedropper tool? If you just click on that and then click another white shape, it'll pick up. Sometimes the eyedropper is quicker than dealing with that outline fill mess. The last thing we want to do is we're going to draw the inside of the ear. And this I'm going to take some creative liberty with. But to draw the inside of the ear, I'm going to make kind of a cute little bear shape here. So it looks like an ear shape. Fill that in. No outline. Okay, so now I'm going to check my work. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to get my arrow tool. I'm going to select the bear. And I'm going to make my bear black. Let's see how that looks. The ear looks terrible, so I'm going to change that. Try it again. And there we go. Let's see if that's any better. I'm going to grab my eyedropper, select the white. See how that looks. Looks better. So once you get to this point, let's make sure it's saved. Okay. So you can hit Control S to save it, or you can go to File, Save. Just saved it. Make sure you know where you've saved it to. We're still working on it, so it needs to be an AI file. See how it says .ai? Make sure you're saving it as an AI file. Hit Save. Oh, if it asks you to replace it, as long as you've got it open, you can hit Replace. Now I want you to go to Google Classroom and upload part 1 because you have part 1 finished, and then we will start part 2. Thanks.